So I also have some questions on self-discovery and growth. So when someone starts setting healthier boundaries, what usually happens next?
So almost immediately, they start feeling more respected and more empowered. The
Mm,
empowerment comes from realizing what you've mentioned earlier, which is, wow, I do have choice.
mm,
I don't have to do these things. I get to choose what I want to do. So that's the empowerment. The respect comes from having practiced saying things like, gosh, when you do this, I tend to feel embarrassed. Or when you do this, I feel hurt. Or when you do this, I feel scared. I'd really love it if, in these situations, you could either change how you behave around me, or we could take a break and we could come back, right? So, if you have to express your anger by yelling, I don't want to be around that because it's really scary to me. That doesn't mean I don't respect you. And so what happens is, because I'm learning to make requests with respect,
mm,
my partner or whoever I'm talking to in relationship with, who I'm setting the boundary with, they feel respected when I make the request. And
mm,
because they feel respected when I make the request, then they're not reacting to me in what feels like a disrespectful way. So I feel respected. So those two things are huge. I feel respected
mm,
because they actually are listening to me and they're trying to make changes. And I feel empowered because I know I have choice. And that gets better and better with practice.
mm,
And it frees up an opportunity to go deeper if I want,
mm,
right? So I would say boundaries are the surface level where I'm learning to set the boundaries to buy myself some time and space and drain and stress relief, get myself a little bit more less wobbly in some of these relationships. But now, if I want, I can really go deeper and maybe take a look at my unmet needs or my belief systems. Because typically, if we have a pattern of boundaries issues, those come from something even deeper, right?
mm,
So it's not just boundaries that lead to boundaries issues, it's unmet needs that lead to
mm,
boundaries issues. It's survival belief systems that lead to unmet needs that lead to boundaries issues.
mhm, mhm. As you're talking, what's coming up is it feels like things were small out of habit. The boundaries were smaller, actually. They were in so close, or something was happening where others were in our space sometimes, or maybe we're all in their space, but now starting to take up space, like taking up a space and having that space, you said, having time sometimes so we can dig down and see what all is in this bubble that's mine to care for and versus not being even aware that there's a bubble of mine to care for here.
Yeah, that's a great way of putting it. I think sometimes we're so caught up in just what's in front of us and what we're trying to deal
Mm,
with
mhm,
that we always need tools first that can help us deal with those things.
mhm.
And some people may not get beyond that. They may not get beyond just a few immediate tools to make life a little bit more easy to navigate.
Mhm,
But some people are like, wait, I really want to understand what's behind all this. I
mm,
really want to create a life that feels better so I'm not having to manage it all the time.
mhm. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds very empowering.